and welcome to Language Me This! And why am I wearing this costume? Well, I say, why not? Orso Bialy616 commented underneath my Norwegian movie suggestions and asked if I could recommend some more movies. Of course I will! Of course! I love that you people comment. I love that this person commented and asked me that because you know what? I listen to you guys and I would love to mention some more Norwegian movies. Now, the first movie is absolutely hilarious. It's really recent and it's called Hjelp, vi er I filmbransjen, which means help, we're in the movie business. And the main character is this guy who comes home to his apartment and he finds his girlfriend cheating on him. Literally, he catches them in the act. And quite specifically, she was cheating on him using whipped cream, which after this moment, he now has a phobia of. And he will go out of his way to avoid it. It makes him sick, it makes him think about it, it overall makes him ill. Well, so after he's discovered that his girlfriend was cheating on him, they break up, and he's heartbroken. He thought that she was the one and yada yada yada. And his friends come together and they go, well, we have to cure him of this love sickness and get him a rebound booty call, right? They have to get him back on the horse and they have to get him laid. And of course, this isn't really easy because he's, not really in the mood to party, hang out, socialize. So his friends come up with rather a creative plan to find their friend rebound lay. They set up a fake casting for a fake film, pretending to be movie directors. And so they cast for this movie and try to find this hot girl to be in the movie. Really, they're just casting for who's the hottest girl that he wants to sleep with, and so that he can get it out of the system. Yeah. Now, although the plan was just to have a casting, find a girl, sleep with her, done with that, they kind of get sucked in, which is the helper in the movie business phrase comes from. They get sucked into the movie business because all of a sudden they get, oh no, but we're all of a sudden we're making this movie, and oh no, what is the movie about? I don't know. And all of a sudden they have these actors, they have a bunch of stuff, and they call the movie Terror in the Enchanted Forest. Yet, none of the stuff that they're filming happens in a forest or is about a forest. And nothing makes sense. And they're just walking around hoping and praying that nobody's going to discover that they are not real movie directors in time so that their friend can get laid. It's kind of hilarious, you should see it. It's hilarious. Now the next movie I'm going to recommend is Tommy's Inferno. Which is about a boy named Tommy and who's brought up by a single mother, and the only trace of a father that he has is this picture of this really good, kind-hearted priest. And he does his utmost to live up to his thought-out father's expectations, him being a priest. So he feels like, he wants to be pure and he doesn't want to have sex until he's married and everything that comes with being really a good, really good boy. Yeah, his girlfriend, whom he is so in love with, has needs. And she's not really into waiting until marriage and declaring that this is the boy she's going to get married to, and she wants to live life and experience things that he is denying himself, so it doesn't really work out. And what happens is there are some intrigues with another guy with her, and Tommy gets a lot obsessed with her, and he can't get over her, and he constantly thinks about her, and he all of a sudden, this going to be this nice, good, pure guy has all this anger and rage and uncontrollable feelings, which isn't really helped by the fact that he has a kind of mentally unstable friend to a degree who's very extreme. He's like he has this blog where he just rages, and he sort of, in the relationship, Tommy is the balanced one who says, well, we should probably not do the thing you're suggesting because that's bad. But now, Tommy doesn't really feel that sound of mind, and when his friend then, as usual, because it's his personality, is being extreme and saying things like, we should do this and that, and all kinds of violent, kind of inferno-y stuff, he's more inclined to get along with everything that he says. You should check it out. This particular movie is called Bare Bea, which means just Bea. Well, this girl named Bea, she has a group of friends, they're 4 friends, and they have this weird tradition that whenever they lose their virginity, they get to have a marzipan cake from the cafe that they go to. And if you haven't lost your virginity, then you don't get to have the marzipan cake. And it's like this big stigma, and the alpha girl in the pack is really group pressure in a nutshell. She's just really pushy, and it's not because Bea wants to lose her virginity, it's just because of the social pressure. So this movie is about the social pressure of feeling like you have to, just because your peers think that you should, or make a big deal out of it when it's not a big deal, but they make it into it, and like it's kind of like this class system of the, oh, you get to eat this cake, but oh, look at her, she still hasn't lost it. She still has to eat this crappy cake, and she can't eat the marzipan cake or know what it tastes like until she's lost her virginity, and she's the last one who hasn't lost it, which is starting to feel really bad for her. And so she sets her eyes on the it boy in school, the boy that every girl in school is apparently in love with, and her friends decide to give her a Kama Sutra 101. But her friends insist that she can't lose her virginity to him, even though she's in love with him. And they have this twisted sort of, oh, but you can't lose your virginity to the guy you're in love with because then you'll seem inexperienced. You have to lose your virginity before you meet him, or he's gonna think you're really, really uncool. This is just really absurd. But you know, when I think back, I think everybody can think back to that time in life where that kind of mentality, the pressure sucks. And there's a lot of it when you're in school, when you're younger, in your teens, unfortunately. And I think this movie just captures that. It's not that I hate this movie, it's just I have this traumatic memory. Well, not traumatic, but very unpleasant and uncomfortable, of when I was in church camp, when I was confirmated, because in Norway most people get confirmated either in church or in City Hall. And you go to this camp as a part of the program, and we were made to watch this movie. Afterwards, we were kind of ambushed by the priests. Like, we had the female priest sitting with us on one side of the room, and the male priest was sitting with the boys on the other side of the room, and they subsequently started talking about sex, which was so awkward. So awkward. So unbelievably awkward. We were sitting there 15 and it's like, just mortified, and we were totally terrified. Felt like we couldn't answer any of her questions because we were terrified that the boys would somehow hear us answer, that our voices would like carry and they would hear what we were talking about, even though they were talking about the same thing but low. The fear that they would know our answers, it was just hilarious to think back on it. But I remember the priest that was with us, he said, well, yeah, you probably have a list of what your future guy's supposed to look like, or future girl's supposed to look like, and we were 15, so of course we did really silly things like she should have this hair color, look like that, and blah blah blah, when now it's just like, I want him to be nice and not an asshole and honest, and then it's cool. Good sense of humor would be a bonus. Well, you know, back then it was like, he should be this tall, he should look like this, and he should have this kind of hair, and this blah 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 blah. But anyways, she subsequently told us about her husband, and I know it was meant to be a, I love my husband so much that I didn't know what I would fall in love with and stuff like that. It was supposed to be a romantic thing, but it kind of came out as a my dreams didn't come true kind of thing, because she said, well girls, I know you probably want some tall, dark, and handsome guy. That's what I wanted, I know, but you know, my husband is the complete opposite. He's short, kind of chubby, and he has blonde hair, and it was kind of, I know that it was, you know, probably meant as a, oh, I love my husband so much, but the way that she said it was kind of, oh, your dreams didn't come true. Are you telling us your dreams are not going to come true? Are you trying to like destroy our dreams right now? This feels really negative. But we sat there, glued to the sofa, just making ourselves invisible because we were just mortified, and we got through it. And I think you should watch it. It's funny. It's got a lot of funny things in it. Maybe I'll watch it myself. Actually, when I think about it, I think I'm gonna watch it again. I think it would be really funny. The Woman in My Life, which is about this guy named Jacob and his series of dating relationships. And he tends to date some crazy. Like, that's like he specializes in special kind of crazy. When it comes to women, that's the type he goes for. Then he falls in love with this woman, and he's totally head over heels in love with her. But, you know, the other women, the crazy ones, they don't let go so quick. Like, that's kind of hard to shake. So he's kind of still got that baggage of like crazy, still like on his tail, like hard to let go. And then it's the family of the crazies. Like, yeah, it's funny. You should see it, and I really like it, so you should check it out. Now I have a special treat for our commenter who said that they liked Den brysomme mannen and that they liked Elling. So I have a movie at my sleeve that is perfect, which is The Art of Thinking Negatively. Kunsten å tenke negativt. Now, The Art of Thinking Negatively is a movie about a man who has become a wheelchair user, and he is extremely pessimistic. Like, his entire personality is just one pessimistic, and his loved ones feel like he needs to be cured. So they get this group of people, they invite them over against his will. He does not want these people there. Like, he is like, don't come to my house. Don't come to my house. I don't want your help. Don't get the crazy, optimistic, high on life people in here. I hate them. Because there's nothing worse than when you're feeling miserable to be around people who are like, ah! Like, if you're like not in the I can be inspired to be just as happy as you, it's just flat out annoying, isn't it? Especially when people are faking it a little bit, like when they're overdoing it, like when they're not actually that happy, they're just like pretending. So this group of people, this support group, say we're not leaving, He's like, what? We're not leaving. And then he's like, fine, we'll just have to stuff for each other then. And as they try to make him think positively, he's trying to convert them to know the fine art of thinking negatively. I'm so thankful for everyone, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. Love comments, I take them to heart, and you know, if you have any suggestions or questions, just hit me up. If you want to become a moustache, you should subscribe. Curling my invisible moustache. Evil villain mind. I have put some trailers in my description for the movies that I just suggested. If you enjoyed that, you should totally check out my other lessons. I have other lessons in Norwegian, just movie suggestions. I teach people Norwegian. I also do things like DIY, and I do skits. I love skits. Why am I wearing this costume? Well, I love costumes. I love them. Like, if LARPing was like a big thing here where I am, I would be LARPing all the time. All the time. But sadly, LARPing isn't a big thing where I live. Unless somebody says, oh, but it is! You can comment it below. That would be awesome. That would make my day. It really would. You never know what people might be doing in secret. That sounds creepy. I would absolutely love it if you, yes you, would videotape yourself or like take a picture of yourself and in a costume and send it to me, and then I could put it in a movie and you could have like a best costume. Oh, that would be fun. Every day can be a costume party just because we can. And if you want to become a moustache, you should subscribe. Moustache moment. Twirling my invisible moustache, thinking about my evil villain plan.